Hey, everybody, and welcome to the One Lane Road podcast. Going to be a little different tonight. I'm sitting in here by myself waiting for Dustin to call me. I'm been playing with my new camera and stuff, and possibly thinking about putting out a video with it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the night. So just hanging out, waiting for Dustin to call, and we'll see what we got. Oh, here he is. Here he is right now. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what are you doing, Big Daddy?
Nothing. What are you doing?
I'm sitting in the basement talking into a microphone, waiting on you to call me. I tried to call you like 4 times.
On my cell phone?
Yeah.
Well, after the radio show, I made the mistake of saying we weren't doing a podcast. So me and Will sit there and shot the bull for a little while, and then I called Chad flat on the way home. I don't know why I done that, because that's always at least a 45-minute conversation, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit at the church there, whenever, before you go off Bakerton Hill, I guess Bakerton Church. I don't know if that's Bakerton Church. Anyway, I sit in that parking lot forever. Then I got a text from you that says, "When you ready?" And Lindsay said, "Where are you?" So I thought,
right.
Get the hell home.
Right. Well,
we recording right now?
We are recording right now, and I have found a camera, and I've got a camera set up in the basement. Just trying it out today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Shooting
escort's there?
No, the couch is ready, though.
Hey, couch is ready, the escort's ready.
So, I don't know if this, like I was telling everybody a while ago, I don't know if this video will make it out there or not. My video editing skills are pretty low right now, but I got a little video earlier, and I sent it out to you in the Dropbox. Now I've got another one.
I got that, but I'm so dumb, I didn't really know what you were sending me, so I was going to ask you that.
And then I made another one where I walked around the studio and showed off all the what everything is down here and told them that we was waiting on you. And then I started this one. Yeah, first try video.
It says I have to get the latest app to look at it. So sometime during this episode, maybe that'll load up, and I can check out what everybody has been looking at.
No, nobody's seen it yet. You're the first person that's got a video of it. Nobody but you and knows that I've even done that yet, so I haven't put it out.
It's like remember on those old rap songs when you used to download back when we were in high school and in college, when everybody get a new song and go to Napster and you'd have that random rapper in the background going, "New shit, new shit." Remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Single drops August 15th. They had the hype man on the back of the song on the Napster download.
Right. I think this is going to work out pretty well. This, the camera in the studio, I've got to quit looking at it. I can't quit looking at it for some reason.
Well, I hate that
it needs your pretty face. This one probably won't make it out. I'm just going to see if I can make the video and the audio sync up on this one. And I don't know how long the battery's going to last for me tonight, so I doubt whether it'll be a full video anyway.
Is it something you bought?
It's something that, something we got here at the house.
Huh.
Yeah. Didn't realize it took video until I got to looking around playing with it last night and saw it.
You're thinking we could live stream this from now on?
I doubt whether we could live stream it unless we set up some type of a YouTube Red account or something. I don't know. We could do Facebook Live, but I hate watching Facebook Live. It pisses me off, really. Yeah, I don't know about that. This is more of I'm recording. I don't know. I might be able to figure it out, but as of right now, I'm thinking just putting it out as the YouTube video. As many times as I've looked at that camera, I'm probably not going to put this one out. I turned my fat face around to it about 15 times already.
You get what kind of eyes? Are you giving like bedroom eyes or like what kind of eyes?
Like deer caught in the headlight looks. There's a lot of those big eyes, turn around, real stupid grins on my face. Like, yep, that camera's rolling. There it is, folks.
Well, man, I just wished I could see what you're talking about. I'm trying to log into I've got about 15 different passwords for everything I own. So let's see if the go-to one works for this Google Dropbox sign-in. No, I don't want to add photos. No, I just want to look at what Lucas has sent me today.
Ask Siri how to do that. I really wished I'd have done this whenever Mike DeMeza was in studio.
Yep, that'd been a good time for it.
Would have been a good time for it. You know, Everybody that was in here was a lot better to look at than my big face. I just looked at the camera again. This one isn't going out, but I'm going to put it together.
On my Dropbox, I have episode 2 from 11 months ago.
Yeah.
Which means we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary.
Coming up on it.
And then I've got one from July 8th, and I've got nothing else. Getting started with Dropbox. That was 11 months ago. Let me go back out to your email and see if somebody's listening to this saying, "Shut the hell up!"
Yeah, y'all just rambling. Oh yeah, you should have heard the rambling that was going on before you got on here.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, there it is.
Look at you.
We'll see how that worked out. I don't know. So, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm just trying to get set up to possibly have...
There's that first look. 11 seconds in, you give that first creepy look around.
No, hold on, it gets worse.
Oh, 18 seconds, look 2.
No, I'll turn and talk to it here in just a minute.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, and this is going to be the first clip.
That should have been it.
That looks pretty neat. So like if this is how it's set up from now on, it'll give them prime view of my back fat where I used to sit.
Yeah, I'm probably going to put that either on the other side, or maybe you might have to swap sides. I don't know yet.
I don't want to get out of my comfort range.
Yeah, I know. It's something that's need to be coming for a while. Not your comfort range. Needed the video component.
Pretty comfortable. Yeah, we've talked about both the web. You done the website? We still never put it out.
Yeah, I still never got it up there. It's because I'm a slacker.
Well, you're a busy man. I wouldn't say you're a slacker. You kind of get on the ball about a lot of things, but you're pretty busy. You know, it ain't like you're a manager at a big time company with a wife and a kid and anything.
Right. So, what do we got for tonight? What do we got for everybody? I know what I've been looking around at a little bit here lately is Lavar Ball. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh yeah, he sure is. But his boys can sure play basketball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I feel bad about.
Just how good they are and how much of an idiot their dad is.
Yeah, they're not saying anything. Like Lonzo Ball's not saying anything about anything. Like he's like, that's my dad. I just know that's how my dad is.
Right.
All this stuff, and it's like, man, I covered this on my radio show over there earlier too. And what's funny is I got over to the radio station last week, and got bumped for the state tournament game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had it written down to where he talked to compared his kids to Steph Curry and all this stuff about Jordan and Barkley. So then this week he just give us more to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. He's taking well advantage of his 15 minutes of fame. But anybody that don't know that's listening, LaVar Ball he's the dad of Lonzo Ball, freshman future one and done. He's going to play this season and go to the pros. But so the first controversial statement he made was that his son right now was better than Steph Curry. He said, you put my kid on the Warriors and put Steph Curry on UCLA, and they're just as good.
Yeah.
So
his oldest son, Lonzo, that's playing at UCLA now, is pretty good. And then I think his younger son's name is LaMelo. Was that right?
Yeah.
Well,
like 92 in a game this year.
Yeah, and played absolutely no defense. He never got past half court, regardless of which end he was on. He he did score 92 points though, 11 of them from free throws. So he was he made some good shots. I mean, he had some defenders on him, but his team, the team he was playing against, wasn't. It's not like he was playing the UCLA team or anything. And I went back and watched some of Lonzo's games whenever he was playing too, and that kid's got the talent. He's got he's all over the place. He's dunking on kids and everything, man. So that team was really good whenever he was there. What I thought.
Just out of curiosity, I looked up stats, and this year in UCLA, his freshman year, he's averaged 15 points, right at 8 assists, 6 rebounds. So pretty good stats right there, actually.
Yeah.
But just out of curiosity, I looked up Steph Curry's numbers as a freshman. He averaged 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. So Lonzo does have him in the rebounds and the assists. And Curry went on to average 26 and 29 the next 2 years.
Mm.
But, I mean, the thing, and people are giving him high praise, like Dwayne Wade's talking about how good of a player Lonzo is, and somebody said he's the next Magic Johnson, and somebody said he's the next Jason Kidd, but with a jump shot. I mean, pretty high praise for this kid. But the problem is his daddy's got damn constipation of the brain, diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, and
That's the problem.
his he was saying he was better than Jordan and all this stuff too. And in high school he was saying he was better than Jordan. He had like an average of 1 point per game or 2 points per game. Yeah, in college. Sorry.
They played at Northwestern State or did I get or not Northwestern State? I had it wrote down here. Where was it at? He played Washington State, 1988. So when Jordan's taking place in like the greatest dunk contest ever between him and Dominique Wilkins, this guy was averaging 2.2 points a game in college.
Yeah,
but he could beat him one-on-one.
He could take him one-on-one though.
So then he comes out after he, of course, him and Charles Barkley. He's like, tell Charles Barkley not talk about me. He never won championship, which is the dumbest argument ever. When people say they can't talk about anything because they never won championship, it's just dumb. It's ignorant.
How many championships did LaVar Ball win?
Exactly. Yeah. Charles Barkley said, "Look, I'm old and fat and can beat somebody that averaged 2 points a game one-on-one." So,
yeah. So
this week he comes out and says, he said, my sons are going to be better than LeBron's. Like, no, LeBron's sons, nobody's guaranteed just because, he said Kareem got sons that played. Nobody ever heard of them. Jordan's sons wasn't no good. Shaq's sons, Shaq's sons still, jury's still out. They're still young, like LeBron's. But, of course, LeBron's oldest one's 12. And I said, you're sitting there talking about a 12-year-old. First off, and LeBron took up and said, and as much as I hate LeBron, and as much as LeBron puts himself in the spotlight, it's all about LeBron. He's the king. He's the chosen one. If you don't believe me, just look. He's got tattooed on his shoulder blades. LeBron is LeBron's biggest fan. But the thing is, he don't put his kids in the spotlight a whole lot. He'll post some videos of them every now and then, but that's about it. So he come out and said, keep my kid's name out of your mouth. And I kind of respect LeBron for that because, there's no sense in coming out here saying a 12-year-old is not going to be as good as his daddy.
Oh, yeah. The one interesting thing that I think that LaVar Ball has actually done is he's got this Triple B brand that he's put out there. Have you read into that?
I haven't. I regret reading everything I've already read about this idiot.
Well, this is the only thing that I think he's done right. So for a long time, the NCAA has made tons and tons and tons of money off of its players. Everybody knows that. It's football, it's basketball, it's baseball, it's everything. Those kids don't get paid. They don't get, and they bring in millions of dollars to these institutions. So LaVar Ball figured out a way to get around it. He started a Big Baller brand. And what that's doing is he's selling, BBB merchandise. He's already got these kids' faces out on everything and making a ton of money on this thing. But anyway, the only thing that got him in trouble was the fact that once a kid goes to a school, their image is licensed only through the school at that point in the NCAA. So he had to take Alonzo's picture down, but he still got the other kids up there. And he said that the BBB, which is the Big Baller brand, but there's a B in it for every child he has. So they're making a little bit of money and trying to skirt some NCAA rules.
Well, I guess that's okay because I think these kids do get screwed a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So that's all right, but I don't know. There's like one person. There's LeBron James who gets on my nerves. Then there's this idiot. And I think this guy is like right up there with the Catch Me Outside girl. I think they're both just. I'm like, at least this guy has athletic kids that are relevant. I'm like, this girl is about to get paid for being a complete juvenile delinquent, jag-off idiot.
Oh, yeah. She's hopefully about done. I hadn't heard anything from her.
No, she ain't about done. She's getting her own TV show. She's getting her own brand. She's getting her own clothing brand.
That's ridiculous.
I tell you, man, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Hey, so what did our numbers end up being for the Jeff Mackey tribute show?
Last time I looked, about 1,900.
Golly.
Yeah.
That's broke every record under the sun.
Oh yeah, for us it's eclipsed anything that we've done. And it was for a great cause too. That was a much different than what we normally do, but it was for a good thing. And I'm glad that as many people that knew Jeff reached out there and got that, and kept watching it and stuff.
Yeah, Jeremy texted me this morning and said, my dad's about to sit here and watch this damn YouTube tribute. He said, that's getting pretty bad. My dad's trying to use YouTube. I was at the funeral home the other night. Some cop that I know, he said, you do some kind of show, or you do something for Jeff? And I said, yeah, me and my buddy Lucas. He goes, hell, I listened to your damn ass for an hour this morning before I realized it was you. He said, my wife had it on in the shower, and he said, that's got to be Dustin. That's got to be him. I know it's him.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what, that funeral was, I tell you what, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but since we, did such a, the tribute, I mean, you and I were honored to do that. We just kept looking at the numbers in amazement thinking, man, this is crazy. It's just, goes, and there's people that didn't know Jeff that texted me and said, this is so awesome. I'm sorry about your friend. You guys did an amazing tribute. Well, I was very proud of how it turned out.
Yeah, I was too.
Sure.
I'm glad we could do that for him and for the family. There's a bunch of good stories, and those not the same people talked. You obviously you spoke at the funeral, but the other people that talked had very similar stories of Jeff. So it was everything just kind of come full circle, and he's just such a good guy. Just such a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, just from a combination of being taken from us way too soon, and like I said, not being able to hang out with us like we would have liked for him to the last few years and stuff. It's a shame because Jeff's such a good time, and we started to see that a little bit more. And it's just, like I said, the silver lining, like I said, silver lining is I got to spend a lot of time with him the last month, but up until that, we hadn't got to. We talked and text every day, but didn't get to hang out like me and Jeremy do. So, but like I said, there was quite a bit of that last month, and that was hopefully starting to come around some more. But I tell you what, that funeral, I just thought the funeral was great. The touch that they put on the guys that told the other stories.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I liked is Jeremy. For anybody that didn't know, Jeremy asked me to speak, and I told him I didn't want to do it if I couldn't do it justice, and I couldn't get through it. And I got through it. I was having a hard time at the start with trying to talk, and I thought I was gonna cry on him a little bit, and kind of got through that and didn't really have that issue again until I tried to talk to his little boy.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough, but the thing about Jeff is Jeff's just such a lighthearted guy, and the same thing I done for Mama. When Mama passed away, I just tried to think, man, my mom was a pretty big cut up, and she's a pretty lighthearted person, and Jeff was the same way, like to laugh and cut up, and I thought, if I can help anybody, help myself more than anything, just, selfishly too, try to get through this thing because it was so shocking. I thought, man, if we could just tell some funny stories, get these people some comfort, and that's what I tried to do, and I think Jeff would have liked how it turned out, and I just thought the family done just an amazing job of like playing that song at the end. I think it was from The Natural. I know Jeremy's going to kill me if I got that wrong, but some baseball movie. At the end when the music played, when the casket, when everybody was going to the casket, I think that was. I know it's from a baseball movie. I think it was The Natural. And then at the end when they played the song as we were taking Jeff out, and putting him in the hearse, and they had the baseball song. Was it the "Put Me In, Coach"?
See, I didn't hear it. We'd already went out by the time that happened.
Well, it was on the outside when we were putting him in, and just as amazing because everybody knew Jeff loved baseball, and I tell you, it was tough, and it was just weird. It was a weird thing. It's still shocking, even a week later almost. But I just thought that the whole family of his done such an awesome job of honoring him and his love for baseball and all the Chipper Jones stuff they had out at the funeral. And I tell you, man, it was good. And tell you what, people have thanked us, through. They sent me messages saying, I tell you what, that podcast, I never sit there in my life listening to anything for 2 hours, but you and your buddy did a great job. We appreciate your stories. And a lot of the families reached out to us, and whether it was me speaking at the funeral or us doing the podcast, everybody's very appreciative of that. And I was glad we could do that. You know, whatever that was that we done, if it provided comfort for the family, then we did what we
set out to do.
And honoring him.
And he had a really good turnout from his FedEx group, too. There was a bunch of FedEx people there.
Oh, yeah.
And the FedEx people printed out Jeff Mackey tags for everybody. That was pretty neat.
Yes, that was really cool. He was loved, man. Like I said, you can look at any numbers you want to in any show we've done, and that was far and away the biggest show we've done, and it was definitely the rarest. And honestly, I hope we don't have to do another one.
Oh
ever.
yeah, oh yeah, that's for sure.
So
yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
I apologize if you hear anything crazy at my house because I just don't know. Like I'm not real comfortable. I've hid away in my top bedroom up here, my little sports room upstairs. But Waylon Waylon's playing 2K. He's liable to lose his mind at any given minute.
Oh, I'd give anything to see that. I'd give anything to see him have a little buddy named Josh sitting beside of him, and them two just playing games and throwing controllers at any time.
I don't really remember that ever happening in Cookville.
That's because you're choosing not to remember it. That's you're doing the same thing I'm doing to that song Amanda keeps saying I'm sung. I don't remember it because I choose not to, and I vividly remember you and Josh playing football and controllers getting just focused on the wall.
That's unfortunate too. My financial aid paid for that PlayStation that year. I hate that. I don't remember. There's a lot from 2003. I choose not to remember though. 2004. So
yeah.
So now he's liable to go psycho. Like he's always like, "Come on,
mm-hmm.
What, Waylon? What? It's a game. It's a game." Sometimes I'll come in there and he'd be like up 7 points and still pissed. I'm like, "Dude, really? Who are you, Cleveland? Well, you're up 7. Shut up. What are you doing?" And then, thank God Bayless got calmed down because he had lost. Like Lindsay walked off for 5 minutes and he went bananas. BANANAS. And right on cue, just let out a big holler.
I was saying, I heard him in the background as you're saying he's settled down.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I tell you what, if she gets out of sight,
he's done.
He will, and then if you're not there to scoop him up, just to kind of soften the blow a little bit, if you're not there to scoop him right up, it's like, it's almost to the point where he has such meltdowns. It's like, dude, she's not going anywhere. Talk to him like a grown adult. She's not going anywhere. Stop. Give me some Full House and cut it out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I tell you.
And then at my house, I've got a sick kid upstairs, and he periodically just loses his mind. Everything was
sick doing it.
Yeah. Everything was good earlier, and we was sitting there and was playing patty cake with his feet. Next thing I know, he had it come apart right there, just sitting in my lap. Yeah, poor little thing's got a high temp and a bad temper.
Got that Hickman temper, don't you?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hey, did I tell you about texting your brother?
No. You're looking for some cattle?
Listeners. No. That happens to me a lot, though.
Right.
I've told you about that guy.
No.
I've told you about it. It's happened literally. I've had this 397-5037 number for literally 13 years.
Yeah.
And it got real bad in like 2008, 2009. People go like, James?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
At one time, I believe I'd sipped on a few cold drinks there, playing in the cornhole out in the yard. James? Yeah. Oh, hell, man, your cattle's out down here. I said, oh, hell. So what do you want me to do? I said, I tell you what, if you can catch them, you can have some bitches. So I'm tired of fooling with them.
Somebody loaded every one of them up and went to the house.
No, so I was texting Curtis. I thought I was texting Curtis Hatcher.
Yeah.
I have a Curtis H in my phone, and I never really, I think a lot of Curtis Hickman and Curtis Hatcher.
Yeah.
But I just don't text them. I don't text either one of them.
Yeah.
About anything. So, and excuse me, anybody that listens to this, don't take it to heart on the use of the word, because we all have to be so offensive. Everything's so offensive. But I guess I'm just old school, stuck in my ways. But I didn't mean anything by it, I promise. I sent a text message that simply said "fag."
Yeah.
To Curtis H.
Yeah. Happened to be my brother.
Yeah, and he said, "Hold on a second."
I was like, he didn't break a red on you, did he?
He sent question mark. When I said, Curtis? He said, yeah, Curtis Hickman. And he just said, and I said, well, sorry, buddy, you definitely aren't a fag. I was just trying to text Curtis Hatcher. Apparently I don't have his number.
All right.
And I said, this is Dustin, by the way. He goes, yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, well, believe it or not, that's not the first time I got a message meant for him.
That's interesting that multiple people have confused those two.
Yeah. So next time I need to spell out the word, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of H.
Oh, that's not the word I thought you meant to spell out.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Since it's 2017, I guess we need to get out of the habit of referring to each other as such.
Yeah. It's politically correct.
It's all me.
This politically correct environment.
Well,
I don't know if we told everybody, and if we did, well, you're going to hear it again anyway. Dustin's actually not in the studio with me tonight. Dustin's at home, and we've, because of the sick kid I was talking about, we've decided for Dustin not to come and track it back to his house, and he's got a event he's going to tomorrow.
I've got a busy 3 or 4 days, man. Yeah, we got Bayless's first birthday on Saturday, so that's first and foremost why I don't need to be getting sick. We don't need no kid projectile vomiting and trying to
on
eat
his birthday
cake.
Yeah, trying to puke on that cake.
So we've had it in this house twice, man. We ain't wanting no more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow night's the big Justin Eady. I'm combining them here. Jason Eady and Justin Wells house party concert, 50-person limit. So
yeah, you're going to be in his basement like you are in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be in somebody's basement. I don't know whose, but I guess I'll find out when I get there. Text Jason Eady 2 days ago, and I said, hey, I decided to come to the show, so I'm seeing Lexington Friday, and that's what I was looking forward to or something, and he didn't text me back, and I was like, well, crap. And just randomly out of the blue yesterday about lunch, he texted me back, and he said, me too, man. Let me know when you get to town. Maybe we can grab a beer before the show or grab a drink before the show. I assumed he meant beer.
Yeah.
But
maybe he meant coffee.
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
I'll be drinking it by itself, but I'd rather drink a Kool-Aid Jammer than a coffee.
All right. So what is Bayless's birthday? What actual day is his birthday on?
The birthday falls on the 25th.
Oh, that's
birthday.
Good. That's good.
It don't happen much.
No.
It's crazy, man. 1 year old already. He's
Ain't
walking like crazy.
It's another thing that says we're getting close to the 1 year thing here. That's kind of the thing that spawned this whole show.
Yeah, it was. Everybody knows the backstory, surely by now, that you were visiting with me and you had this epiphany that people would care about what we say on a weekly basis.
And boy, were we wrong.
Yeah. They listened a lot early on, and
yeah.
Now it's like, oh, well, if we don't have a guest, we're going to have 30 views on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Nobody wants to hear what we're saying anyway.
No, but, we're married with kids and jobs, big boy jobs. So guess what? We're going to talk about stuff we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it for you. No. We do appreciate everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
That listens. But that's what's really deceiving sometimes about YouTube is that, I don't know if we've ever explained this to our listeners, but like the Jeff Mackey one was a lot of YouTube. It was his because you're talking to a lot of people that didn't know what a podcast was.
Yeah.
And they were listening just off the link off YouTube and everything. But majority of our listeners, that's what I hate. Like when I'm trying to sell it to musicians, like, oh yeah, man, you need to come on. Then
they check out the YouTube views.
Check out YouTube. They're like, dude, these guys got like 87 views. So
yeah.
What's that going to help me? Not to mention our iTunes has probably got 400, and our Stitcher, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the iTunes and Stitcher number are always way higher than the YouTube numbers generally. Yeah. But I mean, it's not all about. I mean, obviously we want people to listen. Like we probably wouldn't have made it this long if we had 100 people a week listen. But
yeah.
But I mean, it's been a good little run, man. I like to really do something cool for our 1 year show.
Yeah,
what?
I wished it was number 52, but we've slacked around in here and there, and took some time off, and we got close though. We're at number 46 right now. We'll get close to 50 by the time we're done, or done for the year.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been times where we hadn't done one for 3 weeks, but we might do two, and so I mean, I think a cool show would be like a live video feed of escorts
on the couch in the basement. Yeah,
with liberal rednecks.
No, I don't like any of it. I don't like any of that.
But you'll take escorts first.
No, well, maybe first, yeah, before the other side.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I like putting you in a corner, Lucas. That's
what
I like to do.
Do you? I don't care for it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm a fan of the idea, though.
Of the escorts, I'm sure that's what you're bringing.
I think it'd like bring some notoriety. We could probably get on like Backpage.com.
Yeah,
that's about girls trying to dance their way through college.
Howard Stern early days stuff.
I mean, worked out well for him, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. We'll.
He even took a bath with a woman in his underwear. And never done anything stupid. That just proves, Lucas, that you can have attractive women in the basement and not do anything stupid. I mean, Howard Stern took a bath with a girl in his tidy whities and didn't cheat.
I still think that might have been stupid.
Made for a good scene in Private Parts, though.
Right.
That was just other than just the awkwardness of Howard Stern in his underwear.
Yeah, 6'7", gangly scarecrow.
But
yeah.
We're all over the place. We just talking about my kid's birthday. We're talking about Howard Stern, and see what happens when I don't come in studio.
Yeah, that's what I was literally just thinking. This kind of took all kinds of turns here.
I tell you, Bayless I'll just come in from the door. We'll go da 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 da. So he's chirping away, and he's moving 100 miles an hour. It's awesome.
Is he walking yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's 100 miles an hour just walking. And
I thought you meant it was just face was moving 100 mile an hour.
Dumb assumption.
That was stupid.
That was the dumbest thing. No, I'm just kidding.
That was the second dumbest thing I've heard today. I'm not going to say the first one.
I know it's the first one.
All right.
So, well, what about our Clay County Bulldogs?
What about those Clay County Bulldogs? Boy, did they almost pull it off. They played a good tournament, played a good last game. Just couldn't hold it out right there at the end. Harriman played a good game too. Played some good defense right there at the end, and the other coach had a good plan, and he executed it, and his players executed it, and it wound up working out for them. But boy, you can't take anything away from those Clay County Bulldogs, man. That whole team did really well.
Yeah, it was. We were there. Mm-hmm. I tell you, I hated to see them end the season like that because it just,
it'd been such a good season, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought they overachieved, man. At the first of the season we met with them, I honestly didn't know. I thought they were going to, miss Wyatt Mabry a whole lot more. I mean, and don't get me wrong, they did. I think Wyatt was I really liked watching Wyatt play last year. Big 6'4", 6'5" post player that, moved better than any big man I've ever seen in recent years, and he had a good attitude. He hustled. I think a lot of the fans bought into that when they watched him play. And I was a fan of Wyatt Mabry. And of course, he graduated. And I thought they don't have that big body that's going to take that low post presence. And in their starting lineup, they really didn't. They had a lot of Tyreek obviously long and athletic, and Seth be long and athletic. Of course, Dawson and Petey. And then, who am I missing? What's the other starter I'm missing? Golly, I apologize. He didn't start, man. Who am I? God, I apologize.
I went blank. I don't know. I was sitting there and I'm going by through them in my head.
Gavin starts. I was trying to talk about Gavin off the bench, but Gavin starts too. Because Gavin's like somebody I was really about to brag on too. But I was thinking where he's younger. But yeah, Gavin filled that role, and he's not even built like that. He's not a big. I mean, he's he's a very good post presence. He's got good moves in the post, and he's physical. Even though he's not as tall, maybe he's put together as White was. Man, he's a physical player. And that second game on Friday, they were really bragging on him. I listened to it on the radio, and it was like it'd say Tyreek, then they call him Tyrone a couple times, but then the name I kept hearing Gavin Silk. And I was like, man. And we played with Daniel, and Daniel was I don't know if his dad's Sonny played. He was quite a bit older. I'm sure Sonny did play ball though, but Daniel was an athlete, and so he's got it in him, man. And I tell you, when he, I'm gonna get back to them in a second, but the team. I know all the hype was around Tyreek this year, and well deserved, but we'll get to that obviously. But I tell you what, don't be surprised in about 2 more years. The team's there again, because they're going to have Jake Ashlock. I think Jake played a great freshman season.
He really did, and he made for a good big man. He had some really good big man moves down there around the rim, and as those develop, as he gets a little bit more age on him, he's going to be hard to handle down there.
Yeah, and he can shoot.
Yeah,
I remember watching him in 7th, 8th grade, just draining threes. So he's inside and outside. Heath Kimes is going to bring some great leadership. He's exactly what you want in a point guard. He's a pass first. Defensive-minded, he hustles all the plays. He gets in other kids' heads. I see him always at their John running his mouth. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have BJ and Sage will come in. Gavin's younger brother, Gunner, is going to be out there playing. Talking about 2 years, man. You watch out. They could be really making some more noise in about 2 years. Probably not next year. They'll have a good season, but 2 years from now, watch out. I think they're going to do some special things again. I don't know if it'll be state championship level, but I'm telling you, they got a lot of exciting little players on that team. But I enjoyed watching. With Moss, didn't get as much playing time there in the state tournament as he'd gotten some throughout the season. But I know he's probably ready, raring for baseball season that started, and that's more his thing. Like he said in our interview,
Mm-hmm.
He'd been so injured, he kind of had down on his luck in basketball. But I think baseball was his love. But to see Petey out there and Dawson play their last game, and Dawson come out really hot that first half.
Yeah, he was draining some threes. He definitely had that shot down.
Oh, me and William talk about it all the time. William, we talk to William at the games, and it's like, oh yeah, I tell him all the time. Man, you need to shoot it. I mean, you got 2 steps. And that guy's hands down, man. The shot better go up. Man, let me have your size. Let me have your height. See what I would do. I was like, man, leave him alone. He's played his last game. Get off the boy. He played good. But
William didn't have his size, and I know exactly what he had done. He'd have shot the ball.
Oh, yeah, William's somewhere right now thinking about shooting the ball. His basketball's on. He's like, I shot that. I shot it. William was a hell of a player, too, though.
Yeah, he really was. And then Tyreek come out with all the records. Broke Tony Delk's record. Broke the most points in a season by Anthony Hardaway. Got tournament MVP. Tied the field goal record for the state tournament.
Yeah,
Tony Delk's record was 122 or 123, 123 points, and he scored 128.
Well, I thought it was. I didn't know that it was. I think it was somebody. He passed Tony Delk's single game record on Friday. I don't know that Delk was the one that held the record on the tournament. It could have been too.
It may have. I thought it was for some reason. I may be wrong.
Yeah, you could be absolutely right. I just think that Friday he broke the record by, and we could have done research by this, but
yeah,
I mean, basically he broke records all 3 days. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, he had a great tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the season and everybody. Here's my story with Tyreek. I don't want to get too much into this because actually, I talked to Rob. I talked to Tyreek on the sub-state game. Told him I hated how bad the quality come out of the other one because we just weren't prepared for the echo and quality of that room. So Tyreek had already agreed to come back on. So I texted Rob. I gave him a couple of days, congratulated him, and I said, "Hey, let's get together again." So I think April 5th, 2 weeks from today, Tyreek and Rob are going to be joining us down there in Hermit Springs for episodes, which is
good.
So we'll get into some more stuff there with him there, but just seeing the buzz about him his sophomore year, and then, like I said, I saved that story. It was just like everybody's talking about him, and I saw him in preseason and thought, not that don't judge it off of what I say, what I'm saying, but he was better half-assed than I was at full speed, but by a long shot. And I'm just saying, I was like, well, then he started playing regular season. I was like, okay, he was not giving 100% during those preseason games against everybody else in the county or in the district,
Yeah, he's got a different gear whenever he's out there on the court for sure.
Yeah, he didn't want to give away too much, but we'll go a little more into that story. But then, last year, I thought he was great. This year, if you're sitting there and saying, okay, so the gossip all year was, okay, you think he really can break Joey Coe? Like, yeah, he's good, but man, he's going to have to average damn near 40 to get that record. And then go out and you break Joey Coe's record.
Yeah.
And and then of course all the old cats are like, well, we didn't have 3-pointer line back then. Well, I mean that's true, but that's not Tyrik's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, Joey still can get buckets anywhere, any gym he walks into, with a hip replacement and everything else. He can still get buckets. It's just Joey. But that's no fault of Tyrik's. That's the way it is. I mean. So then he goes out and he scores 3,000. Yeah, but can he get to 3,000? Got to 3,000. Then the state tournament, like, what's he going to do now? Is the spotlight too bright? And you're seeing everybody saying, well, yeah, but Tyrik does this, but he's from Salina. Is it the competition? Then he goes out and breaks a record that's 15 years old, scores 54 points. The next thing you know, there's guys on Twitter that I follow from Nashville are like, okay, this kid's for real.
Yeah. And, Tony Delk reached out to him. He was the first person on that wasn't on the winning team to get MVP since 1996. Not that guy's last name kind of escapes me. I believe it's Hastings, something Hastings. And, he reached out to Tyrik. And one of the neat things that I saw was one of his opponents that he played against from Harriman reached out to him and said how good he was on Twitter. And then one of the boys at ISU that actually plays football for ISU reached out and had been paying attention to him playing too. So, his name got out there pretty big. He was actually trending. His name was trending on Twitter after the game. He was so many people was talking about him.
That's unbelievable, man. And like I said, and I got a few things to say about the performance in just a second. But for him to do the game, the second game, then where he ended up passing Tony Delk for most points in a season, and then Tony Delk, like I said, reaching out to him, and I seen Tyrik tweet him like, "Thank you, Mr. Delk." I mean, first class humbleness.
Yeah,
We'll get into that, but then for him to he took over that game at times, and that's the one thing I want to say in just a minute. But there's no way they couldn't have, Lucas. There's no way that they could have given that MVP to anybody. No disrespect to anybody on Harriman's team, but if this kid goes out there and breaks 3 records on 3 consecutive days, and he's putting up the stupid video game numbers, there's just absolutely no way. And I think everybody would come to pieces. I think everybody on Harriman could accept that.
Oh, they could. They was out there clapping whenever they announced Tyrik's name. They was out. That whole other team was clapping for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like we were up there talking. I was sitting with Clint and James. Everybody were like, man, can they give it to him? Can they give it to him? I'm like, well, no, they should, but will they? Cause you never know something like that, because a lot of times they'll just go the politically correct route. I'm like, well, sorry, yeah, you're a hell of a player, hell of a tournament, but, Harriman wants, we're going to get this kid that will score 30 for their team or whatever. But so thank God they done the right thing, and they give him that. Hell, I ain't sure they shouldn't just give him a record for breaking records. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing I didn't like about it, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer about it, but towards the end, you're down 1 point, and this is not being critical. I guess it is being critical a little bit, but I'm not meaning to be critical. 4 of the 5 starters for Harriman had 4 fouls. Ain't nobody on that court can stop Tyrik.
And he quit. He quit charging the basket.
Yeah, he didn't do it that last time. He had 37 points at that time, and like I said, every time he goes to the basket, they're fouling him, because I think the referees had some BS just awful calls against Clay County early in the second half. And I think by the time the second half was winding down and getting down to it, they had kind of narrowed the gap to where the foul calls were about the same. And I would just like, personally for me, being a fan of Tyrik, and I was rooting for these guys, I would have liked to see him drive the basket when they were down 1. Instead, he kept playing kind of a handoff game with Heath on top of the key, and they kind of bounced around. It looked like they were a little out of sync, and ended up the end result was Dawson getting the charge call under the basket.
Yeah.
I just would like to have seen more aggressiveness. I'll say this about Tyreek, and it's been said many times, and this is why he done it. I've never seen a guy score 40 consistently more unselfishly.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I can't remember the number of assists that he had, but he had, great numbers all around. He had good rebounds. He had good assists, and just every one of his numbers were good.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see because, I mean, how many players do you see with that much talent and the ability to score the way he does? It's just me. But he's still looking for his teammates. He's still doing it with class and humbleness, and and I think he made one good pass. There was something on the break, and I think they're down 3. It's right there at the end. Maybe when they missed, I can't remember the sequence now, but maybe when they got the foul and they had the foul and they went down and hit 2 shots, they were down 3, and he leaves the break and he kicks it to Petey in the right corner. Absolutely the right pass, 10 times out of 10. You're down 3. Petey's a good shooter. And he had the wide open shot. He had to look. Unfortunately, it rattled out. And then, I just felt so bad for him and the whole team, man, when we come down to it and he hit that 25-footer.
Mm-hmm.
And they had no timeouts left, because if you have a timeout left,
you stop that clock and get a foul. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely they couldn't have done anything in that amount of time, but same crazier thing happened in basketball. It was just like a deflated feeling in Murphy Center when he hit that 3, because everybody was crazy. Then time just run out, and you're like, oh no, what the hell just happened? Like,
mm-hmm.
It ain't supposed to end this way,
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's whatever the feeling that I heard from everybody was, man, it just wasn't supposed to end like that. They just played too good, this whole time, and it just wasn't supposed to be that way. But
I tell you what, it just shows you how awesome it is to be from a small town, because you got, me and you didn't go to school at Salina, and hell, James Hatcher, even when the consolidation happened, we've documented. James was like, would y'all quit mentioning how much I hate the consolidation, because people think I hate Salina. James, I'll tell you what, James Hatcher was the biggest supporter of Clay County basketball that day. He was rooting. He was getting pissed off back behind me. It's like all those guys that were Herman Springs guys were rooting for him, but to be truly from Salina and to get, because even though there was Herman Springs kids on that, still, when I think of Clay County, I still think of Salina.
Oh, yeah.
I just still think of Herman Springs sometimes. And so for everybody to come together, and you had Randy Cherry in his Salina shirt, and his Clay County shirt, got all these people that, just united together, because you see these AAA games on television, and there's empty patches all through the building, but man, these single A games are hot, they're fiery, and like I said, people on the radio kept saying, "Oh, there's nobody left in Salina." Well,
yeah.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Did y'all lock the door on the way out? If I heard that once, I heard it 30 times.
Well, if you want to rob the bank today, it'd be the day to do it.
That'd be the day to do it.
And don't get me wrong, there was probably some people that were out, capable of that.
Yeah, scouting, yeah.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
But I just think that's what's awesome about a little town. Everybody rallies around each other and pulls for that. And man, Tyreek will be, and that whole team will be just gods. Even though there's nothing wrong with silver ball. I mean, yeah, obviously the goal is the gold ball, but to be the first championship team, or a team to compete in the championship, and damn near do it. And like I said, a couple of key things down the end that could have been handled a little differently, but I just wish Tyreek would attack the basket. Sometimes you could be too unselfish, and I think the way he was dominating the game in that second half, the way they were fouling him, they couldn't stop him. I mean, I think he would have got to the line and, hit his foul shots to give them the lead, and if that's one thing I could pinpoint, it's like, you were too unselfish. He was just too unselfish.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's not me being critical. It's just like, you just don't see that out of a superstar of a team much every now and then, that has the capability. Because I've never seen anybody score that easy. I mean, he could just, it's like a light switch almost. Like, he can just get to the rim and make it look easy, just flipping shots up, and it was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. He doesn't miss much either. And like you were saying, if he gets anywhere near that basket, that ball's going in. And what I really liked about it was how he was following his shots too. Every time he shot one, he was getting to the basket. Getting down there trying to get that rebound.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I enjoyed it. I really look forward to having him and Rob on. And
Yeah.
I reached out to Tony Delk. I actually reached out to Tony Delk like 2 months ago and just said, hey, man, we got a podcast here in Tennessee. You're pretty big in Tennessee. Would you like to come on? He said, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, well, just message me and we'll work out the details. And couldn't private message him because he didn't follow me. So I was hoping to catch him on Twitter here and there. It's like, hey, I'd like to have something where he just called in.
Yeah. Maybe we can make that work too.
Whether that happens, I don't know. But I've sent him a couple tweets just trying to. I think it'd just kind of be cool to have them on the phone together for a few minutes. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think it's very, very good. And also, Upperman girls won, so it was very, very good for the upper Cumberland area in high school basketball. And
oh yeah, and that one girl, I believe, was it Baxter or Upperman that they wound up winning?
I'm gonna let that go. You said Baxter or Upperman. I don't want to act like it ain't the same place.
Okay, I didn't know. Anyway, the girl.
Baxter or Upperman's the same place.
It is.
Oh, you don't know?
I literally don't know.
I'm so sorry. I take back being a smartass.
Yeah.
I thought you were just trying to say Baxter or Clark Range. I didn't know. Yeah, Upperman that's what they call Upperman High School is Baxter.
Okay, I just knew it as Baxter.
You can edit that out.
No, I'm gonna leave it in. I want everybody to see you're an asshole. And then
I really thought you. I thought you were just misspeaking.
No. Anyway, the girl from Baxter come down through there, and she faked one girl out, broke her ankles, tripped her right there or not tripped her, but she fell, tripped over her own 2 feet. She went down, crossed another girl up, tripped another one, or another one tripped herself right there. She dropped 2 girls in one play to make the score.
Oh man, Kara Levy probably.
Their point, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch a whole lot either. And somebody they was telling me that Baxter really got some bad calls in that game. I don't for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to make anybody mad.
I don't know.
Any of our Baxter listeners, but yeah, they said that one time towards the end they were dribbling, it went right off their knee out of bounds. And get it back to them.
Ah.
And they got a and one play off of it.
I said, "Oh, here you go." Everybody makes mistakes.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Try it one more time if you don't care. I think you can beat these
Baxter.
people.
But yeah, it's more. Hey, that's a lot of high school basketball.
A lot of high school basketball. Well, we're gonna have some more, and yeah, that's the biggest thing that's went on in Clay County in the last month and a half, anyway.
Yeah, most time the biggest thing in Clay County is just looking at the cuff pages.
Yeah, those are
seeing who you know.
I say those are some interesting ones. I've seen way too many in there for murder lately, so I don't want to keep flipping through that thing. Well, I guess you ought to walk up on somebody that's got a record.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know. Well, since we're not together tonight, let's cut this one short, and we'll be back together next week. You'll have all kinds of stories about everything you just went on.
Yeah, and I hope I don't end up in the cuff pages in the process.
I hope you don't either.
It won't be for murder, though. I don't think.
If you do, I'm putting out a video that's just me next week. I'm not going to put this one out. My camera literally went dead in the middle of this one, so everybody that was hoping to possibly get a video out there, it'll be the next time. I'm going to get my...
Did you record the whole thing like that?
Do what now?
Did you hit record on the whole time you've been talking?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've recorded the whole thing.
Am I on speakerphone?
Yeah. No. You're on like normal.
I know. It's a trick question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trick question. Well, I think it's a good idea. I like to see it set up and stuff. So I wonder how you can get the battery to last longer.
Just charge it up. It literally only had 2 bars. I bet it would last the entire time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was charged already all the way.
I just picked it up and wondered if it would work. Come brought it down here and checked it out. So we'll get a video next time. Next week we'll get the inaugural video out there, and might try to have the webpage up by next week too.
Okay. Like I said, 2 weeks from today, Tyreek and Rob. Well, I guess we'll work on a guest for next week.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, let's just keep it short so I can spend time with my family.
Before you get out and go, and I'm gonna go up here and check on this little sick kid. So, everybody, we appreciate you listening this week. Sorry it was rambling and all over the place, but we finally got all that high school basketball in there, and congratulations to our Clay County boys. We know you took home the silver ball, but boy, y'all played a hell of a tournament.
Yeah, proud of all you boys, and look forward to what's coming in the future for all you guys, college or high school next year. So, anyway, wrap it up. We'll talk offline for a minute.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll see y'all next week.